Boom, we are pre-recorded today, ladies and gentlemen. It is a beautiful Friday, March the 22nd, approximately 9:45 a.m. here at Costa Rican time. I want to start by thanking all of you for sharing your most valuable asset with us today. That's your time and your attention. It's been one heck of a ride for us in the Bear Den in the Telegram community. We watched Raven over the last 48 hours pull off 100% gain from the cup and handle move that it had made and the potentiality of the third, fourth, and then consecutive fifth waves. So very, very exciting. And just before that, the first wave in Raven alone was almost 300 to 400%. So for everyone that joined that ride, we're very excited. That also means something is coming your guys' way. The Bear Den Telegram private newsletter channel is being built, put together all the little plugins and necessities so you can pay with Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Fiat and PayPal. We're building that right now. Very excited to offer this service because I know a lot of you keep asking when we're going to do it. I know it provides a lot of value from education on traders tips and basically, you know, the support of the community that goes into this as well is very, very valuable. We're looking at Raven right now. We've been all chatting about Raven the last few weeks. So if you aren't a part of the Telegram channel, do that now. If you haven't joined our free newsletter, you can go to arcanebear.com, scroll all the way to the bottom of the site, and from there you can sign up. Basically there we just cover the trades that we've been going over and the calls that we've been looking at. Now again, none of this is trading advice. This is just for information and educational purposes only. So the newsletter itself is just there to provide more service and value to you guys so you have notes that you can take, and the private updates will send out basically trade updates as we go. So for instance, right now, the trade that we're in, Raven, I believe we've hit the top of wave 3. So very, very exciting to see moves like this in the bear market. This is why we love the crypto space. It is because it is extremely explosive when it comes down to it, and it is a pleasure to ride. Now, I know most rides can be very pleasurable, but the crypto space seems to offer us a lot of value. Now, my internet is a little choppy here right now, so I'm not particularly sure. There we go. What we want to do here is there's two things that have taken place over the last little while. Now, right in this area on Raven, as you can see, it actually had a really nice cup and handle formation. Right here, we saw the top of the cup, and then you saw the formation of the handle right here. Now, cup and handle moves are usually exactly one full extension of the size of the cup itself. So if we grab our Fibonacci retracement tool, we drag it to the size of the cup, and then we drag from the top of the cup to there, you can see that we peaked out right at the top of the cup and handle wave. It was beautiful. We exited most of our position last night, around 90% of it. I've kept some of it in, and I'm going to be exiting the rest of that position now, as I believe we are hitting the B wave. Now, this is an important part because now we get to find out something super important for Raven. Is this the wave 3, or are we going to see a potential wave 4 and then 5 come in? Now, I put most of my bets on the cup and handle pattern because it is a very, very recognizable and easy to chart pattern. It almost always extends exactly the same size of the cup itself. We saw that in EOS as well. That's why we were able to call EOS's top within $2 of its high. Now, the same thing has happened with Raven here. Now, the real, I guess, like the discretionary phase of this question comes, is this a 1, a 2, a 3? Do we see a 4 down to around the 950 area, 980, let's see, probably 1000 right up around the 100-day moving average, and then a further extension potentially either up to even as high as 1600 satoshis. Now, I'm not betting heavy on that. This cup and handle pattern, I bet heavy on that because it's quite consistent of a pattern to trade. It only forms itself, in my opinion, on a multiple week time frame. If you are looking at cup and handles that only exist within the hour or few day time frame, it is not a cup and handle. Cup and handles, in the term and the definition of itself, only play out on a multi-week time frame. So as you can see here, we saw from March 8th all the way till March 20th. It's approximately It's approximately 2 weeks, right in that time frame for the multi-week cup and handle that we'd want to look for. As soon as I saw that handle, I went in heavy around 840, and we rode it all the way up to the top, almost, again, an exact 100% extension. Beautiful, beautiful wave to see. So, Join the Telegram channel if you haven't yet. Give us those thumbs up if you like this content. I'm sure you do. Anyone who just rode that wave, they like this content. Even if you hate me, you liked that ride, guaranteed. Beautiful to see. Now the big question comes, do we see a wave 5 or does wave 3 even possibly extend higher? I had said the other day that we could see the possible extension of 1270 on wave 3, but more importantly, I was interested in the 100% extension of the cup and handle because that was more predominant than the wave 3 possibility to 1230. It's why I exited most of my position last night. Anyways, not trading advice. Raven's been one hell of a ride. We also were looking at Cardano yesterday morning, right before it blew up. I saw a lot of people in the bear family taking profits from Cardano. Good on that one as well. Now to look at Bitcoin, I guess a little more specifically, as it seems to be our market maker, we've seen a very consistent I guess trend pattern here. See these red lines I've drawn in that show this kind of, what is this, like a 36-degree angle upwards and then a sharp drop, 36-degree angle, sharp drop, up, drop. This has happened many, many times. If my internet was a little better, I could show quite a bit more data of this stylization. Now, I suspect that Bitcoin is going to try to break out to the $4,200 one more time. We are getting closer and closer to really being denied that opportunity. The more we hit the top of this ascending triangle in a bear market, the more likely it becomes that we break down. So I am not feeling very confident in Bitcoin's price right now, and I do suspect that on the last few touches, probably into the end of March and the beginning of April here, we will start to see that breakdown, probably to the $3,700 area first, test the $3,600 area of that triangle, and then potentially continue a lot further downwards depending on the market momentum. Now, I've said this a few times before that most of what I'm looking for and interested in the market momentum space actually comes from the relationship between the S&P 500 and the dollar. Now, here again, we actually see a really sharp drop over the last 24 hours in the S&P 500 from 28.4 all the way down to 2080. Now, this is a very strong line of support and resistance, and it's now support, I guess, but we had seen it as resistance originally around the 2700 area. So we're in a very, very interesting predicament with the markets. Now, the dollar is actually one of the other important key functions in the way I believe Bitcoin's price is going to move. And we've always had this subtle assertion that if the stock market goes up, the dollar will go down. If the dollar goes up, the stock market will go down itself. So you have this kind of contrarian fight between the two worlds, right? Where the underlying preface of the stock market is actually valuable businesses. Now, maybe not all of them are valuable. Maybe a bunch of them are hyperinflated and they're totally useless companies. But most companies all have underlying assets that are attached to whether it's they own buildings or real estate or different assets, etc. That's very important to remember because those are the things that give the company value, whereas the dollar itself has absolutely no value whatsoever. This is an important part to remember because if the dollar's value starts to deflate, there's nothing holding up the rest of the markets, and the markets should continue to rise because the value of those underlying assets will remain if the dollar starts to lose its value. Now, I'm having a little bit of troubles with the internet right now. So I'm going to just take a quick look at Cointelegraph. There's some interesting stuff that I thought was cool. Essentially here you have, where was it? This backed delay due to CFTC concerns. We had said many times over the corresponding months that this whole backed thing was just a fluff in the wind. We would see nothing come in the price movement of Bitcoin related to BACT, no matter how many people were, the actual delivery of Bitcoin and blah, blah, blah. What you have to understand is it doesn't make one lick of a difference because we are still in a bear market and all the good news in the world won't change that. Sentiments are not based off news. Sentiments comes from the consolidation and the belief, the fact that the CBOE is going to be delisting Bitcoin. These are actually the positive sentiments that I'm interested in. Is it because it means the majority of people that were interested are not interested anymore and they're forgetting about this space. And it's when you forget about it that we come back full force. So I still think we're a little ways away from most people forgetting about it. A big run up to $20,000 will do that, especially anyone who's still sitting in a position where they held from that high. They're going to be kicking themselves, and what they'll be remembering is, when is this thing going to go back up? Not expecting the likely scenario, which we go down. $1,600 is the next easiest assertion on my guess, and I do suspect that we will go down to there. Again, here you see this multiple times. We've hit the top of the DXY. This is actually becoming a very valid point for Bitcoin's potential price movement upwards. What they start or try to do out of the Federal Reserve is going to make all the difference. So keeping an eye on the Fed's balance sheet, the roll-off of the Treasury bonds, etc., that's a very, very important thing to keep our eyes on. And as I get better internet, hopefully this company fixes it, because it sucks and break it all the time. God damn it. We'll do more updates. I hope to be able to do some live videos again. I really like that content with you guys. But in the meantime, again, give us those thumbs up if you enjoyed this content. If you haven't already, join the Arcane Bear newsletter by scrolling down to arcanebear.com and signing up. There's the free newsletter, which we give out updates every month. And then if you want, you can sign up for the Bear Den newsletter now. It's under Shop Private Bear Den. We've kind of hidden it because I don't want many people signing up yet, but it will be open for the mid of April to the end of April. Absolutely. So that means we'll have all the pieces in play. We'll be putting it in a much more easily accessible spot, and opening the private Telegram channel for you guys as well. But please do join all of our free stuff, because we give out an enormous amount of information for free. Actually, a lot of this you can find for free, but the ability to access those notes whenever you want and have basically support from the team is something that we're building and are very, very excited to offer. Shout out to all the Arcane Bear admins, all the Bear family. You guys make this a deeply enjoyable and pleasurable ride for me. I have a fantastic time sharing this content with you all. And we'll see you guys again in the next video. This is Tio with the Arcane Bear, thanking you again for sharing your most valuable asset with us, ladies and gentlemen. That's your time, your energy, and your love. I hope to see you soon. Ciao.